webinar. My name is Elise. If you'd like to go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us where you're from, you're welcome to do that.
I'm Andrew Kaufman. I'm from Goshen, Indiana.
Welcome. What do you teach, Andrew?
I teach fifth grade high ability.
Nice.
Hi, my name's Susan Anderson. I'm our school's high ability coordinator.
Welcome. What part of the state are you in?
We're in Southern Indiana, Linton, Indiana.
Okay, great. Hey, Scott.
Hey, hello, Scott Shipley. I'm Director of Curriculum for Mount Vernon Schools on the east side of Indianapolis.
Welcome. If anyone else wants to come off of mute, you're more than welcome to introduce yourself. You're welcome to stay on mute if you prefer, whatever you'd like to do. Okay, since it's 11:01, we're going to go ahead and get started to be prompt. Again, my name is Elise Kondrat. I'm with NextWaveSTEM. I'm an outreach consultant and grant specialist. NextWaveSTEM is an emerging technology K-12 curriculum provider. Our main mission is to empower educators and students today through the technology of tomorrow. We create STEAM and career and technical education curriculum and kits and professional development. But the other part of our mission is to be a good partner to schools and districts by finding sources of funding and communicating that funding and educating schools and districts about that funding. One of the number one things that we hear from schools across the country all of the time is that they want to buy new curriculum, they want to buy new materials, equipment for their classrooms, but they just can't afford it. And I bet if I did a survey or a poll here right now, I bet the majority of you could relate and raise your hand or press the yes button on the poll. And so part of my job at NextWaveSTEM is to do research and find funding that is applicable for schools and communicate that out and help schools actually apply for that funding. And I'm really happy to tell you that I conducted a webinar like this probably 2 or 3 months ago in the state of Rhode Island. And yesterday was able to help 3 school districts that all of the districts actually that I worked with won the grant in the state of Rhode Island. And they it was an equipment grant, and they filled their maker spaces with new equipment for their classrooms, and they're going back to school this fall with maker spaces filled with new equipment that they wouldn't have been able to purchase had they not received that equipment grant from their state. So we're really excited to help schools find funding that we know that you are busy teaching and lesson planning and grading papers and communicating with parents and doing all the things that you need to do with your school district. You don't have the time to do those types of things. So we're happy to help partner with you and find those grants and do that for you. So today our agenda, and I already kind of knocked off that first bullet point about who we are and what our mission is related to grants. We're going to talk about briefly what the types of grants are that are available to schools. We'll spend the majority of our time talking about the Indiana High Ability Grant, and then we'll talk about a little bit our NextWaveSTEM curriculum kit and kits and how they're a great fit for high ability learners. So the types of grants that are available to schools, there are 3 main grants: federal grants, And those are usually automatically disseminated to school based on demographic data. It could be on data such as low-income students, number of minority students, free lunch data like that. So those are not usually grants that schools apply to, but it's funding that's automatically disseminated. It might be something like a Perkins grant. The majority of grants that we deal with are state grants, and these are competitive grants oftentimes, meaning that schools and districts apply to the state and are judged against a set of criteria against other schools and districts who apply based on a pool of money that the state has set aside for that specific grant. And you compete against your peers. There are also RFPs, requests for proposals, and those oftentimes are not necessarily competitive, but you submit your proposal and you are awarded that proposal until funds are depleted. Sometimes RFPs can be competitive, but sometimes they're just until funds are depleted. But these state grants are the majority of the grants that we help schools apply for, and that we publish that information. All of the grants for states, we actually publish on our website. If you go to NextWaveSTEM.com and scroll to the bottom, we have a place, and we're going to provide all this information for you. At the end of the presentation today, there's a slide, and I'm going to show you all the types of information that Paula is going to send to you at the end of our presentation today. But if you go on our website and you can click on your state, Indiana, it'll tell you all the grants that are available to you in the state of Indiana. The other types of grants that are available to you are private grants from corporations. You might have heard of grants from corporations like Toyota and Honda. Those two are corporations that usually have a finite timeline on their grant. Walmart is a corporation that has a rolling application for schools in rural areas of the nation for a technology grant. There are non-for-profit organizations that have grants, and there are foundations that have grants. We do advertise when we come across private grants on our website. We send emails out to schools. We advertise these private grants as well. And we also publish these again in your state section of our website if they're applicable to you or portion of your state, for instance, like those rural grants. Okay, so today, again, our purpose is really to talk about the Indiana High Ability Grant. So let's dig into that. So who's eligible to apply for the Indiana High Ability Grant? Per the Indiana Code, an eligible school is public schools, including charter schools. So it is not private schools, it's not religious-based schools, but it is public schools. The state does require that if, for instance, there's more than one school in a district that wants to apply, that just one application is submitted on behalf of the LEA or the district so that they're not receiving 5 different applications for 5 different schools in the district. Okay, who are high ability students? Students in kindergarten through grade 12 who are enrolled in an eligible school. They qualify for high ability services through a multifaceted ID process and the perform at or show potential for performing at an outstanding level of accomplishment in at least one domain when compared to other students of the same age, experience, or environment. And all this information directly comes from the state website, from the document that we're going to provide you. We're going to send you the Word document after this meeting. This all comes from the state of Indiana, where they define in this document about this grant of who high ability students are. So what's covered in the grant? The grant covers 5 different areas. The first area is for multifaceted identification, meaning it will cover the costs of you to measure your high ability learners and the costs associated with measuring those learners. The second part of what's covered in the grant is curriculum and instruction. So that's really what we're going to focus our time on today, curriculum instruction. So our NextWaveSTEM curriculum and kits are really what would be covered under this portion of the grant. Purchasing curriculum and kits is covered under the curriculum instruction portion of the grant. Professional development, this is really more for training teachers of high ability learners in a really rigorous training process. Although NextWaveSTEM has professional development, this is not really what it means in this category, but certainly when you apply for this grant, and if you put the NextWaveSTEM curriculum in there, I would certainly point out that NextWaveSTEM does have free professional development included in the purchase of our curriculum and kits. The other two parts that are covered in the curriculum, in the high ability grant are guidance and counseling of high ability learners and program evaluation of high ability learners. So those are the 5 parts that the grant will cover the costs of. So let's go ahead and focus on the curriculum and instruction and what it covers. It covers personnel. So I know some of you, when you introduced yourself today, are teachers of high ability learners. So oftentimes it is a specific teacher, so it does cover the salaries of teachers, substitute pay, and it covers, it specifically points out, we know how important STEM is. It covers stipends for STEM curriculum. So that's really what we're going to focus on here today. So direct services for high ability learners in curriculum instruction, what's covered in the grant, clubs for high ability learners. So if you have an after school science club for high ability learners, the NextWaveSTEM curriculum and kits are a great fit for any clubs that you have for your high ability learners, along with any summer camps that you have for high ability learners. But it's not just those kind of extracurriculars that are covered in the grant. The main part of your instructional supplies and materials are also covered by this grant. Core content and materials, including digital materials and technology. And again, the grant does specifically point to STEM materials. It also covers student materials for academic competition targeting high ability learners. And again, this is where the NextWaveSTEM curriculum and kits would be a great fit. So the award amounts for grants really fall into 2 different categories. Many states for the specific awards will say that an individual award can be for $50,000 or $75,000 or $250,000, and there's a total pool of $1 million or $5 million or $250,000 for the total pool. There isn't a specific award amount that's given for this particular grant because the other way that grants are decided by the state are by calculations. So for this particular grant, it's a calculation based on the total enrollment and the number of high ability students. And that's based on students in different grade levels that are listed here. And the amount that are specifically designated for ability and potential tests for all the students in those particular grades. So the only way to really know how much you might be eligible for is to reach out in the materials that I provide to you from the state to the person at the state level and give them your district information, give them these enrollment numbers, and perhaps they can provide that calculation either to you or do the calculation for you, so you know what the total dollar value is that you're looking at that you would be eligible for in your school or in your district. I, of course, would be happy to help you calculate that. If they were give you that calculation, I have no idea if that's a calculation that they share. The deadline for applying is Friday, August 15th, so a little less than a month away at 11:45. Hopefully you're not up to 11:45 Eastern time filling that out. And then the state will notify people in October whether or not they have been awarded the grant. And again, at the end of the presentation, I'm going to go through the documents that are going to be available to you from both the state and from NextWaveSTEM to help you apply. So now I'm just going to spend a little bit of time talking about the NextWaveSTEM curriculum and which parts of our curriculum would be especially useful for high ability learners. So as I said, we create curriculum and kits in a variety of emerging technology areas: robotics, drones, 3D printing, artificial intelligence, hydroponics, sustainability. Innovation are those engineering design standards and the next generation science standards that include students creating a product through criteria and strengths. In some of the higher level courses, students create a marketing plan, a pricing plan, a very high level product design process. Our game design is really part of the very popular esports category, where students do game design and can play those video games on consoles that can be purchased. So all of our categories for curriculum can be categorized by STEAM, career and technical education, computer science, makerspace. And our curriculum is aligned to a lot of different standards. We align to the Indiana Academic Standards for Computer Science, NGSS, Common Core, ISTE, the Computer Science Technology Association standards, and the 21st Century Skills Standards. We have a variety of courses across all of the grade bands: K2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 12, and all of those disciplines that we talked about. And the courses that are especially great that I just showed in that previous slide, these are courses that I picked out that are especially great for high level learners. And this is why. We know that high ability learners, that differentiated instruction, the highest level of differentiated instruction is student choice, where students can choose what they do. And all of these courses consist of a design element and design challenge where students are choosing their design, choosing their challenge. So these are especially great for high ability learners, where they can take that design to their own level, to whatever level that they can for their ability. So in K2 STEM Classics, each lesson is a series of design challenges. In 3-5 Circuitry, this course culminates in students designing a carnival arcade game. In 3-5 Solar Power, this includes a design challenge of a solar passive city. In 6-12 Game Design, this has an open-ended design challenge of coding a playable video game. In 6-8 Innovation to Market, this course requires design of a physical and digital product. And in 9-12 Entrepreneurship and Innovation, this course requires the design of a physical and digital product. Each of our courses comes with a course guide, a teacher guide, presentation slides, Google Slides that are fully editable, that are student facing, student worksheets and answer keys, and all of these are found on an online LMS. You can download all of the presentation slides and student answer keys and upload them to your own LMS, to your own Schoology or Canvas, and assign them to students. Turnkey solutions, everything, all of the curriculum and professional development. Our professional development is a 45-minute to 3-hour professional development module that's always available to you on the website, that comes free of charge with our curriculum, along with the course. For the price of the course, all of the curriculum is included in Spanish and English, along with the teacher materials. The kits are sold for a separate price for a class set of 24. If you did want live professional development, that is at an additional price. That's just what I went through. So these are the documents that would be emailed to you at the conclusion of our webinar today. We'll send you the link to the state website that has the rubric. I would highly encourage you to go through the rubric that has a step-by-step of what each proposal is going to be judged against, all of the application instructions. The rubric is a Word doc that has all the instructions for the application, and all the information that you need, contact instructions, etc. I'm also going to provide to you a grant template Word doc that we've created for you that you can use that has information about our company, that if you're submitting with using the grant funds to purchase our curriculum, to explain about our company, what our curriculum is, along with a teacher effectiveness survey to show how our curriculum has successfully been used in the classroom. And then a copy of this presentation that also has the pricing information included in it. So you have that to accompany your grant request. So at this time, I'm going to stop. I know I provided a lot of information, and I know there's a bunch of questions in the chat. So Paula, do you want to go ahead and read the questions in the chat for me?
Hi, everyone. Hi, Elise. Most of the questions are on the process of uploading the actual proposals into the UNA system. If you can help them with that. And Jenny is actually struggling with the format and categories of the budget worksheet.
Okay, what I would suggest to you is that in the follow-up email where we send this information out to you, Paula's going to include a link to my calendar, and I would set up an appointment with me one-on-one, and I'm happy to try to help you in whatever way I can.
Okay, those are the 2 questions. If anyone else wants to unmute themselves, debate anything, ask Elise any questions, feel free to. This is the time.
You must have questions.
Jenny, can you talk us through the issues that you're having with the worksheet?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yes.
Okay, great. It's just very different. This is my first year filling out this application. And so I'm looking at what past coordinators did, and the formatting is just really different than what they had in previous years because it's a new system. But like I can understand some of the like personnel, fringe benefits, travel, those things. But then where do the like testing amounts go? Do they go under contractual services or other or supplies? That's the sort of thing I'm struggling with.
Yeah, I would have to look at that with you. Honestly, I haven't been on that portal, so I'm happy to do that with you and walk through that with you and try and figure that out.
Okay, thank you.
Amy Hacker, can you talk about what problems you had with the system? Have you tried to upload it and didn't succeed? What's the issue with you uploading your
Yes.
proposal?
I would happily, I'm not able to find where in the system you upload it. You know where it's attached?
Gotcha. So from what Elise said, it is a new platform, right? So you could go with her for like, just an FYI, guys, the meeting is not like an hour long. You can choose 15 minutes, you can choose 20 minutes, just so that she can walk you guys through your processes. We're here to help you guys, okay?
Can I insert myself just a little bit on the first page where it says to the application submission, and it walks through like your project title and LEAs and your money allotment. Partway down that page where it says required documents, there's a place where it says high ability program plan, and you select your file. So I downloaded the file as a docx and then uploaded it there.
Hey, Jenny, is that on the budget page?
No, the budget page you can download, and then you do the same thing. You put it on that same form where it says budget.
So would you be so kind as to start me at the beginning? Like if I go to my applications.
Yes, hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna get there myself, so I know exactly where I'm walking you through. So if you go to my applications, and then did you create your application already? Start it?
Yes.
Okay. So click that grant application, and you have to log in again to the portal. And then when your application opens up on that, or when you click the part there that says application process, do you know what I'm talking about? There's like a ticket there as blue.
No, it's just a link.
So if you, it says like application submissions, and then there's profile. And if you keep scrolling down, there should be like a square that says high ability program grant application.
Jenny, would you want or mind to share your screen so that she can see it?
But it's not showing. What did we get ring?
I can also share my screen if that's helpful.
Yes,
Yes,
that would be helpful.
Yes, that's
Okay.
what I was asking.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said Amy. Sorry. I apologize. All right. Okay, so I can't see what I'm sharing. Is it sharing with you?
Yes, it is. Your
Okay.
whole Google Chrome window. So
Okay, with my
you can go
18,000.
ahead.
Okay, so if you are on this page, where
Yes, we can see it.
okay, then you scroll down to
Oh,
where
yeah.
to here, and if you click that, then it takes you to this application.
Okay, we do not have that piece. So
Okay, yeah. So when you open this part here where it says applications, this is the part where right here where it says required documents, right here is where you put in the program plan, and here is where you put in your budget form.
So how do you get that?
You have to have your profile done, but our profile is done, but it doesn't say submit profile or any.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
So our profile has been completed, but we do not have the options that you're showing us currently.
Actually,
Because it says that we have action needed on a profile, but there's not a place to submit the profile settings. It just allows you to save. So it continues to say action needed. Can you help me with that?
No, I'm not sure why it doesn't have a place here to say mark complete.
No.
Jenny, I think her problem is there must be some sort of issue with her profile. She needs to activate it, or there
Okay.
is information missing, and the profile
that
is
would
not
be in the-
actually submitted. Yeah.
Okay, that
So
would be
she
in the
would have
first.
to,
Yeah.
yeah. She would have to troubleshoot that.
So when you complete your profile, you have to complete every single field to generate this button. Like, is it a submit button, or should we just continue with saving?
I honestly can't remember because I did it like 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry.
well, I did it a year ago.
There's usually a save button so that if you need to stop and continue the process at a later time, you're saving. And then usually there's a submit button or mark complete so the system knows that you're done. That's usually just standard software procedure.
Reach out if we can't get this part figured out.
But again, I'm happy if you want to set up an appointment, I'm happy to work through that with you one-on-one at any time.
Yeah, this should be a quick fix, right? Just so that we don't hold everybody here while we troubleshoot that. Do you mind, Elise, if you have the time to go on Google Meet room with Amy so you guys can troubleshoot that after we end this? Does that work for both of you?
Sure, I
Amy,
can
does
do
that
that
work
if
for
Amy's
you?
available.
Okay, yes, we can go into a separate room so you can walk us through.
Perfect.
Or it would probably just be
Uh,
easier to stay on this call.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, guys, does anybody have any other questions they want to talk about? Any questions about the grant, eligibility, what's included, NextWaveSTEM, anything? I would be a terrible teacher. I could not deal with silences. Okay, guys.
Well, thank you
so
all for
thank you.
attending.
Thank you
Thank you for
all.
attending, and we'll send you all these documents, and feel free to reach out and we'll support you in any way that we can.
Bye, everyone.
Get to the end of the profile. There.
There you go, ladies. You have the room to your own. I'm gonna stop the recording now.
We got it. I think we got it.
And
Okay,
Yeah, we got it. So now we
you
can.
got it?
you got it?
Yes, we got it.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that was the
Okay.
fastest troubleshooting ever. Thank you,
Okay, Amy,
Amy.
feel free to reach out for anything else.
Okay, we will. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Elise.